Okay, we're in a pinch for some content. Running out of time before I need to get more things out to you people so you don't yell at me. Very well, we'll cast the game I was in because I know it was cast-worthy, because I was there. Now, I'm not implying every game I play is cast-worthy. I'm just saying this is one I saved because I said, hey, that would be a good cast. And I said back to myself, all right, then we'll cast it. And now as I'm sitting here tonight, with not a lot of time before I run out of videos, and life has been crazy, and life has been busy, you know what? We're taking a free win before I have 35 replays from my Discord to sort through and see which ones of them are worth casting. Huh? How about we just do that? Oh, righty. Tomb Kings versus High Elves. We have Cetra on his kitty cat with the Skullstorm, and then Cursed Blades for his spells. I have a second kitty cat, the Necrosphinx, to help me out. Then we have a Casket of Souls, some Tomb Guard with Halberds, a front line of Skeleton Warriors and Spears, the Chosen of the Gods Ushapti, Great Bows, ROR, Carrion, and regular melee Ushapti. On the other side, for my opponent, Raced on the High Elves, we have Valyrian Reavers flanking me, some Shadow Warriors on the front line, a Firecaster with Burning Head, a Lethanar to try and snipe me out a little bit, Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, Rangers, Spearmen, the Fireborn, newly buffed and stronger than ever, in the Towns of Torquelada. Synergize a bit with the Burning Head caster and the Fireborn to provide fire weakness. Let's get into it. Raw artillery battle. The Bolt Thrower will beat the Ushapti Great Bows and the Casket of Souls just because of the type of damage it deals. Not that it's particularly amazing, but single target damage versus my spread shots. Not great for me, so I'm going to send Cetra and the big kitty cat to deal with that. Meanwhile, the Casket of Souls will try and hit some of this tightly packed High Elf infantry. Tomb Guard trying to hang back, stay near the Casket of Souls for the flanking cavalry. And the Chosen of the Gods just going to shoot at what they can, not really bothering to counterfire the bolt throwers. By the time we get in range, it won't really be worth my time. Instead, we will mulch through some spearmen. Now Cetra's gonna fight some Shadow Warriors for a bit, get some free damage out, and Ushapti are coming to help him. I won't let the High Elves kite me for too long. And the Necrosphinx is going straight for those Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. Fireborn in the trees, so I don't know they're there right now, and I don't see any mass that can stop my Necrosphinx from getting where he needs to be. Valyrian Reavers do catch my Casket of Souls. Tomb Guard are slightly out of position. I think they were chasing something off that was not a catchable target. And Cetra and the boys have taken out one of the Shadow Warriors, but now the High Elf trap is sprung as the Fireborn come downhill and start slamming through my poor Ushapti, who just get massacred, and Cetra is going to make his way out of here, while Spearmen try and hold back the Rangers. Bolt Throwers are safe from my Necrosphinx for now, who is currently going after the Firecaster, who overextended a little bit. She is on horseback, so she's a nice large target for him to get his bonus versus large on. First Skullstorm cast from Cetra is out. It looks like it goes away from the High Elves. No, it's coming back in. They're just outrunning it because it is a little slow on the draw. Unfortunately, the first Skullstorm is a whiff, and then a Burning Head takes out my lads. Now back here, the Tomb Guard, the Skeleton Warriors have gotten in. They are now surrounding the High Elf Valyrian Reavers, pushing them off. Carrion helping out too, and my ranged assets are secured as the Burning Head actually does some friendly fire damage to the Spearman, and Cetra tries to make his way out of this fight. Necrosphinx finishes off fighting the Mage of Fire, terror routes her away, and can now get back onto his task of fighting the Bolt Thrower. Was hoping he would kill the Mage a little faster than he did, but I guess it's fine. Ushapti can also help me take out the Bolt Thrower. At this point, I've decided killing a Fire Mage is more worth it than stopping one Bolt Thrower. Taking out the enemy's magic is always a good way to victory. And the Chosen of the Gods, the Casket of Souls, under attack by a third Valyrian Reaper, though they are sitting on top of halberds. They'll probably be fine, though overall I think the High Elves are just trying to stop me from shooting. Ushapti and Carrion have reached the High Elf Bolt Thrower crews, stopping them from firing at the Casket of Souls for too much longer, and the Necrosphinx will continue to chase the Mage of Fire into the tree. She is faster than my big Sphinx, so she might come back. Meanwhile, Alith is in a bit of trouble, getting ganked by Cetra, who's buffing himself up. He does have bonus versus infantry, and he is newly improved. So we should get some shots on Lethanar after all the buffs. Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is shut down, and now the Tomb Kings are ascendant. We'll see how much damage Cetra can get onto Alethanar. If we can fully Lord Snipe him, that'd be huge. We've already taken about a third of his HP. Casket of Souls get a dying shot out onto the Spearman. They have taken a lot of damage. Necrosphinx still chasing into the woods. It looks like he has killed the Fire Mage. And now we'll be returning to the battle shortly while Carrion go and try and disrupt some of these Fire Archers that are going after Cetra. Shadow Warriors are also pelting the King of Kings right now as he walks around Alethanar. Not getting a lot of shots off, unfortunately. He's just wandering around, but he starts a charge animation and punts Alethanar, unfortunately, to no damage. What's going on elsewhere? The Fireborn have joined the fight for the Casket of Souls. I'll keep Alethanar in the background. As you can see, Cetra gets a big hit. But the Casket of Souls and the Chosen of Gods are now doomed if the Fireborn have arrived. That very elite armor-piercing anti-large cav finishing the job the Illyrian Reavers were not quite up to. So the Tomb King's range is getting shut down. Things are getting a little desperate here for the Tomb Kings. But we still have the big kitty cat landing big hits onto Alethanar, blinding him, lowering that critical melee defense down to 33. And then with the rear attacks, takes him out very quickly with 2 big hits in a row. We can see the real power of buffed up Cetra is if he hits really hard. Still has some jank around that kitty cat model, especially the foot characters, but like I said, he sometimes can hit and do good stuff. The Fireborn are coming over to peel for Alethanar, and I really don't want Cetra to overstay his welcome with those guys coming in. We'll need to pull him away soon. Go for one last charge attack, knock over Alethanar. It's not to be, and Cetra is going to path away, giving the Fireborn kind of a half-assed rear charge. The charge would be much worse if I was walking towards them. Walking away from them, they have a harder time getting to me, and I do have some Ushapti come downhill. Charging the Fireborn, they'll get a little bit of damage, but mostly I need their bodies to get between Cetra and danger as the big old Necrosphinx, with his increased attack damage, big armor-piercing anti-large values, he's coming over for the Fireborn. He's really my big-ticket winner. Ushapti Summon is helping chase off Shadow Warriors they spawned on top of. I do have Skeleton Spearmen in the distance running off the Talons of Torquelada. Now, the Fireborn fall back away from the Necrosphinx and Cetra and Ushapti. That's too many things for them to fight, and it looks like they're going to have to abandon Alethanar to his fate, and Cetra is hunting through the woods, coming for him. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. The second cat in the distance. I like that Necrosphinx over there. Cetra is hunting down Alethanar. Starts a big charge attack, but kind of whiffs it. He'll have to finish that in his own time as Illyrian Reavers take out Ushapti Great Bows. And the Fireborn bounce out, realizing they can't really save Aleth. They're going to try and get something else going. As the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower crew is back online? That's kind of insane. They have 4 elves trying to pilot these things. They can only mount one of the Bolt Throwers with how little troops they have. Holy shit. Anyway, we have various Rangers. The Talons are full HP. Fireborn are just under half. And then some tattered remains. For the Tomb Kings, we have a Tomb Guard that's pretty wounded. Necrosphinx and Ushapti are very wounded. And then Cetra just killed off Alethanar, which does make the High Elf army start to falter in the leadership department. Now, if we can get this big, terror-causing monster to get some nice charges in on the already weakened elves, maybe we can cycle route them into oblivion. But that is very hard to do with High Elf's elite leadership. Good charge into an immediate route away from the Necrosphinx. Goodbye, Rangers. High Elves try and reform lines briefly. The Talons of Torquelada are going to be a nice asset, plus that full health Ranger, though actually Cetra and the other Necrosphinx, after they got their collision attacks in patch 5.1, they can kill almost infinite light infantry on the charge. Like, light infantry is not a problem for them. Heavy infantry can still be a bit of a bitch, and halberds and stuff, but Rangers are not that. Spearmen terror out on the charge, losing their charge defense because they broke formation, allowing my Ushapti straight through, and then the other Spearmen also break. High Elves in a bit of trouble as the Necrosphinx and Ushapti are going to run away from the Fireborn as Cetra comes in the side. And now we take a big fight with the Fireborn, all locked up in the same location. Talons of Torquelada are offering that nice fire weakness that they imbue on Cetra, but I do want to take this fight with the Fireborn while I have my Blessed Blade of Petra active. Minus 24 to each stat is pretty big. And we're fighting on top of my Tomb Guard halberds. That is an ideal fight for me. Raced realizes it, pulls back his Fireborn, wants nothing to do with this. And Cetra, since the Fireborn are leaving, goes for the Eagle Claw, but then the Fireborn come back, he cancels his charge and walks away. Both players, if I say so myself, because I am one of the players, but both players doing a lot of juking. Neither really wants to get into a bad situation. But there's the Skullstorm I've been waiting for. It gets cast right onto the Talons of Torquelada, and this one, unlike the other one that went off into nowhere, just fucking deletes the Talons. Yes! It was worth it to take the Skullstorm after all this time. Anyway, route off the Eagle Bolt Thrower again. My Ushopti are pretty much dead, so now it's just the Halberds and the two big kitty cats. But the Skullstorm did so much work on the Talons for us. Unfortunately for me, the High Elf's leadership is stalwart, even without a Lethanar around. Talons with 2,000 HP is plenty to keep their leadership up. Cetra and the Necrosphinx were going to charge the Shadow Warriors, but then realized they don't want to leave the Tomb Guard Halberds. Need to stay near those Tomb Guard because of the Fireborn. Fireborn get a rear charge onto Cetra. I'm trying to path him into the Halberds, but I can't really get out. I'm taking an insane amount of damage, so I do have to just stop and fight the Fireborn. Necrosphinx is T-posing a little bit because Cetra is in his way. Then he gets a big old cleave out. Now the Fireborn are taking really good damage. They're not ITP. They can terror out, and they do, as some of the Rangers and Spearmen are terror routing or shattering away. But Cetra's getting pretty low on HP. 1,300 left for him as the Necrosphinx is fighting next to the Tomb Guard. We still have a very healthy Ranger cutting apart my Tomb Guard. That's not a good fight for them. And Cetra is trying to get the Fireborn to rout, but as soon as they rally in his face, he decides it's not worth it, and he is instead going to charge down the line of Shadow Warriors, but realizing even that would be risky against the Fireborn, goes in for a side charge onto the Rangers, really needs to help clear them out so the Tomb Guard can do other things. There's a Jaff's Incantation to Curse Blades, and another Skullstorm came out, but it looks like Race dodged forward on it while it was casting, so that Skullstorm will be wasted, but Cetra does not appear to be lasting long regardless. It was his last Skullstorm, whether he liked it or not. Barely rallies on leadership, but gets back to crumbling. Won't be enough to save himself as the healthy-ish Ranger is healthy no longer, and it is terror routing away. Necrosphinx is fighting the Fireborn. Cetra is down. The Tomb Kings will start crumbling even faster now. The Fireborn still have 14 models, but only 700 HP among them. Shadow Warriors, 1 volley. Talons, a lot more than that. Well, 3, but relatively a lot more. But without the Fireborn nearby, the Necrosphinx is free to just charge through them and get some decent damage out, and he's going to get these guys to rout. Can the Fireborn do it? Can they stop the Necrosphinx? 2,600 HP on him is not a lot, but it might be enough to keep Cycle routing these high ups. Though both these Rangers have terror routed recently, they should be in it to win it now. The Fireborn are coming in. I have no Tomb Guard to keep me safe, but a gigantic charge attack from the Necrosphinx, countering the Fireborn, taking them out as they charged in, and now he's just cleaving through them. Even the Fireborn's insane leadership can't withstand this. Yep, they terror out again. 200 HP on them as they take a big old cleave on the way out. Other Rangers think about leaving, and this could be a chain route to death, as nearby allies routing does provide a debuff. Necrosphinx, I'm trying to get him to go after the Fireborn so he can get out of this pocket of infantry and then charge them again later. But for now, it looks like I'm stuck in it. I've routed everything off except for these Rangers. And I am going to kill them. The Towns of Torquelada have not rallied. So right now, these Rangers are the only thing separating High Elves from defeat. He goes to 2 leadership, but the Talons have rallied. So now if I get rid of these Rangers, I have another target to get rid of. Those Fire Archers firing in. Only 1,700 HP left in the Necrosphinx, but the Fireborn rally only to shatter away. And I'm almost to the point of crumbling with my Necrosphinx. He sees the Talons. He's going for it. Takes a couple shots to the face. A little bit of fire weakness. But the Archers rout regardless. And the kitty cat stands tall. Very good game from Raced. I feel like we both played that pretty well. Tomb Guard got really good value. Ushopti did fine. Both of the kitty cats did their work. And it was quite nice. Raced did a great job of shutting down my ranged, however. For Raced, Lethanar did okay, but not amazing. Spearmen struggled a bit. Rangers did fine-ish. Towns of Torquelada and the Shadow Warriors actually did pretty good damage. Leon Reavers and the Fireborn also did great. Bolt Thrower was annoying for me to deal with. GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.